Donald Trump and the Scots, a not-so-special relationship. The Donald Trump who came to Scotland in 2006 to say he was building the world's greatest golf course was in many ways a different Donald Trump to the one now enjoying his second term in the White House. Back then he was a brash hotelier, perhaps best known for hosting the US version of The Apprentice and his brief cameo in the 1992 film, Home Alone 2. The President Trump who returns to Scotland later this month has often spoken of his affection for the country where his mother was born and says he built the course on the Menie Estate at Balmedie in Aberdeenshire in her memory. But 2 decades on, few Scots return that affection. That's not usually the case when it comes to US presidents and their ancestral ties this side of the Atlantic. Immigration is a huge part of the American experience and US presidents have a strong tradition of acknowledging their family roots in the Old World. John F. Kennedy and Joe Biden kept their Irish ancestry central to their personal and political identities and both enjoyed hugely successful trips to Ireland. President Kennedy is said to have described his 1963 visit as the best 4 days of his life. In 2023, Joe Biden made a triumphant tour of the country, speaking to tens of thousands in his ancestral hometown of Balmedie in County Mayo. He declared, "I'm at home," when he addressed the Irish Parliament and even found time to visit a pub in County Louth. Designed to mark the 25th anniversary of the Good Friday Agreement, the trip was seen as a huge success and clearly meant a great deal to both Biden and the Irish. It's almost impossible to imagine the same thing happening with President Trump in Scotland. To be fair, Scottish links to the White House are historically less well known and celebrated. Yet according to the National Library of Scotland, 34 out of the 45 presidents have Scottish ancestry. These include George Washington, William McKinley, Ronald Reagan, and Bill Clinton. And Trump is more Scottish than any of them. His mother was a Gaelic speaker, born and raised in Lewis in the Western Isles, who moved to America aged 18 in 1930. Mary Ann MacLeod Trump was said to have retained her native accent throughout her long life. She died aged 88 in 2000. And visited Lewis regularly enough that many there remember her well. All this would normally be cause for celebration. But it's a reflection of Trump's personality and reputation that his relationship with the Scots has been largely antagonistic. A recent opinion poll suggested 7 in 10 Scots had an unfavorable opinion of the president. I've been covering the story of Trump in Scotland since 2006 and have come to realize that to understand the relationship between the two you have to start with him flying into Scotland with that grand plan to pay tribute to his beloved mum. There had been a few months of speculation before Trump confirmed his plans in